Hello everybody, Jim Fleeler, Vice President of Sales for Charlotte. Thanks for joining us on our continuous education programs here for you. Available at charlotteproducts.com anytime that it's convenient for you or your facilities or your custodial or janitorial team. So that's really one of our core values of Charlotte, is to continuously train our people to provide cleaner, safer spaces there. So obviously today's topic is, do you have a washroom drain maintenance program? And I'll just go ahead and answer that for most facilities, because the bulk of the percentage of facilities do not have a drain maintenance program until it's actually too late, or until it causes a serious issue. Coming out of COVID, we're past COVID now. As a matter of fact, you really are much more aware of clean, safe spaces and the issue of cross-contamination. So that's, again, one of our bullets here today. Obviously, in front of you, you can see that drain. These are real live pictures that we personally take in facilities, and what I can tell you is that is a situation there that is waiting for a flood. If you've got paper goods around, you've got merchandise, if you've got food materials, electronic equipment, whatever it may be, you are going to have a flood and you're going to have a loss of revenue without question. So that's really today's topic here. So there's no better way to protect your drain investment and prevent foul odors from happening, ensuring clean, safe, sanitary, and free-running drains than to implement a regular drain maintenance program. Not when you're wearing flippers, mask, and a snorkel and a flood has basically happened, right? So let's talk about some of the challenges here. Do you really know what is going down in your sinks and your drains, and which is actually growing? If you look at the top right-hand corner here, this is, again, real-life sinks, with organic matter, all kinds of gross materials that would be going down there. And obviously there's moisture, there's warmth, and there's organic matter, and you've got an exceptional host environment to grow things that we would call just nasty, right? Foul odors, lingering growth, unsanitary conditions, and really cross-contamination to your employees, right? Here's another couple of examples of typical facilities. The one on the left is a floor drain there with a vinyl sheet good tile around it. You can see 50% of it's clogged, but you can also see that the custodial janitorial team has managed to apply several coatings of floor finish over top of it as well. Will that drain flow? Hardly. The one on the right, you can see the rock, the aggregate, the pebbles, the dirt, the debris. Probably 70 to 80% of that drain is closed. That is going to be a serious issue in the near future without question. Okay? So really, I like this slide really because if you don't schedule time for your maintenance and even your equipment, by the way, your swing machines and auto scrubbers and things like that, it'll actually schedule it for you, and that'll be a 911 style call to the plumber that basically needs to come and get rid of 3 or 4 inches of water that are in your facility. Okay, let's talk about some sink drain issues continuing. Seldom do facilities think about incorporating or implementing a preventative drain maintenance program. You need to do that until you have an issue, like I've already stated. The issues are extremely costly. You've got floods, capital damage, you've got facility shutdown, a loss of revenue. If you're an actual restaurant and it's 8 o'clock on a Friday night or Saturday night, which is your prime time, by the way, and you've got 6 inches of water in your kitchen, you can no longer cook and prepare food, and you have to close the restaurant, and that's a serious loss of revenue. And that's how easy these things can actually happen. You don't think about it until you've got an issue. Okay, let's look at urinals. I mean, this is a typical urinal in a facility, obviously a little older, maybe some hard water issues, things like that. But I mean, the public perception, if you've got somebody in a restaurant, a store, anything, a movie theater, whatever, and you're presenting them with this, the first thing that they're thinking of is that your facility is filthy and unsanitary. The largest percentage of people won't return. Again, that's a loss of business and revenue. There's a serious social media risk there because people will take pictures and broadcast it all around the world for you on your behalf, which is not necessarily a good thing for you. And really, the product we're going to talk about towards the end of this in a couple of minutes will do that extremely well. It'll actually treat this and prevent it from happening, but don't underestimate the value of a good quality porcelain bowl and urinal cleaner as well, and Enviro Solutions, we have a lot of them, and as well. So easy and safer drain management. I mean, it's a recent discovery in food service and healthcare facilities that sinks, clogged sinks that don't operate efficiently are a high risk of bacteria transfer throughout the facility. With COVID past us now, obviously people are much more aware. We need to lower that risk, right? Water from the tap splashes up on the hands before and after washing, by the way, and then when your hands, you come out of the washroom, you go through the facility and you touch just about everything there, and users unknowingly and innocently will spread organic matter or bacteria. Okay, how do we treat drains typically? When we have a flood, we use aggressive and dangerous chemistry. If you call in the plumber, they'll use a combination of routers that drive down and snakes and things like that, but they'll also use aggressive chemistry and things like that, and that is really not good. You can see the warning symbols on the right hand side. You've got hydrochloric acid, sulfuric acids, muriatic acids, all of those types of things. There's a huge environmental impact that's negative. There's a serious employee health risk and burns and things like that, and then also serious environmental and municipal and septic discharge issues when it flushes down the drains into the streams and rivers and things like that. So we've got a solution for you. We've got a safer solution for you. What is it? Serve Clean Drain CL. It's our deep drain foam cleaner. It works in urinals, it works in sinks, it works in drains, those types of things. It actually is to be used as a regular maintenance program that'll actually save you a ton of money and actually increase your revenue in your facility. So if I've got your interest, we'll continue on with that. So here it is here. It's available in North America. You can see the Canadian code there. You can see it's packaged 4 bottles per case. You can see our American code there as well, which is in pounds, and you can see that code. So it's available North American wide. It's actually in a container that's very similar to laundry detergent, where you take the cap off, and the instructions are it's a half a cap for anything above the floor. So in other words, a urinal, a sink, on a counter, things like that. Drink fountains as well, by the way, are those stainless steel units and drink fountains in schools and colleges and universities, and it's a full cap if it's an actual floor drain. Okay, so how does it work? It's non-acid. It's a powder formulation. It's a sodium hypochlorite formula, so it's actually a little bit of a bleach product there, which is a sanitizer. It instantly cleans and it instantly eliminates odors for you. It actually has an expanding foam that actually flows down your tubing and your drains in your facilities, and probably about between 5 and 15 feet, depending on the diameter and the length of drains that you actually have there. So it dislodges bacteria and organic substances from the piping and things, and allows it to be flushed away. The other thing that it addresses is fruit flies, any kind of living matter down there, bugs that are actually having a little bit of a multiplying program going down there, because that's a great food source for them, right? But you've got nasty odors, you've got bugs, you've got a chance of cross-contamination and things like that, and let's address that for you. There's no dye, there's no fragrance. It's safe for all kinds of pipes, including plastic, and basically on contact. So as soon as you pour the powder in, you add a little bit of water, and that is it for you to do. That then starts the expansion of it there, and it starts and dislodges and does all of the things that it's supposed to do, right? It'll assist in keeping the drains free flowing, right? Without doubt for that. And it's just something that when your custodial staff comes in the washroom, maybe on every one day a week, depending again on the number of urinals, the number of toilets, the number of drains, every Friday, for instance, on that particular shift there, they pour half a cap down each one of the fixtures, and that's all there is to it. They put it on their custodial janitorial cart. They just go around, and that one day a week, every 2 weeks, whatever it may be, depending on that facility, that's it. So there's no complex program involved and no massive labor amount, okay? So let's talk about by the numbers, right? If you have a clogged drain, okay, the minimum cost of servicing that is about $200. That includes labor, travel, any supplies, any environmental taxes and things like that that come along with it, and that's $200. And that only takes into account one drain or one fixture, and you know that typical facilities have many of them. What are the additional losses? Flood damage. You've got food inventory damage, merchandise damage, electrical equipment, and what kind of cost is involved there? It could really be thousands of dollars. If you have to close your facility, you know, and you've got a major loss of revenue, what's the cost of that? Well, let's look at by the numbers. Serve Clean Drain CL. It's you can see the size of the package there, 2.84 kilograms or 6.25 pounds. Each bottle will treat 53 fixtures approximately. Right? The MRSP price per bottle is about $65. You know, so that's for just over $1 per fixture in your facility. You can see financially, economically, that it's a huge savings for you without the risk of those additional costs, right? So I'm going to show you a quick 2-minute video here right now, and we'll click on this and we will show you exactly how it works. So just stay tuned here.
We've talked before about our Serve Clean Drain CL. This is a sodium hypochlorite based powder. It just simply is like laundry detergent, where you would basically pour half a cap for anything above the floor, a full cap for the floors. So what you can see, I've got a dirty drain here. It's very dry, so you're simply going to have strong odors that come out of there. Put the cap on, going to add a little bit of water, and this is all you need to do to this floor drain. You'll see in a few seconds that's going to activate the foam. You're going to see it come up. It is going to sanitize that drain. It is going to clear out any fruit flies or any bugs, any organic matter that are there. This drain is so active it'll go 10 to 15 feet down the drain. This will all subside in a few minutes, but what you can see here coming up, depending, is you'll see all the black specks, more than likely bugs. Definitely a cause of foul odors in your facility, and very, very simple way to use it. Okay, so what you'll notice, we've done the floor drain. That's actually continuing to sanitize. We do the same thing. That's a cap in the floor drains. Anything above the floor, meaning a sink, a urinal, a drain, anything like that, you just simply do a half a cap, put it in like so, right? And what you'll see is when the flusher goes, and the flusher never goes when you want it to go, I'm going to add a touch of water just to get it to activate faster. And what you'll see here is you're starting that foaming action is going down, cleaning the traps, eliminating any bugs, any kind of sanitizing any organic matter that may be there, and getting rid of that foul smell that comes from urinals. Another way to do it very quickly, housekeeping can come in and do this as part of their regular routine, and have basically about the best smelling washrooms that you could possibly get. More importantly, free flowing drains, less calls to the plumber, less annoyance. So another use for Drain CL from Serve Clean is your drains. Drains in the sinks and counters actually sometimes back up. In fact, they do quite regularly. And they have foul odors. So what you see here, I'll just add simply a little bit of water, okay, to this solution, and I'll let it do its work. So right now it's down in the drain, it's going 10 to 15 feet. It's dislodging organic matter here, and you can see the activation foam coming up. If there's any fruit flies or anything, it'll drive them right out of there. But most importantly, you'll help keep your drains flowing freely, reduce odors, and get rid of any bothersome bugs and things like that as well.
As you can see from the video, the Drain CL product is really used in a lot of different fixtures and floor drains. And like I said in the video, not only urinals and sinks and bowls and actual floor drains, but also the drinking fountains throughout facilities as well. So if I was making the decisions in a facility and I really wanted cleaner, safer spaces, I'm certainly going to use this. It's easy to use, it's cost effective, it's economical, it's environmental. It's really a product that can help lower the risk of cross-contamination in a facility. It is available. Go to charlotteproducts.com. Any of our reps across North America, we're happy to help. Thanks for joining us today.